And we are live. Hello and welcome to Developer Insights. I'm David.
And I'm Justin.
And wait, that's not...
Well, you didn't read yours, I'm not reading
Oh,
mine.
I didn't see it. At any rate, together we are the leads on game development and design here at Codename.
We will be, Yeah, we also founded Codename too.
We're off to a strong start,
anyway.
Justin.
Okay.
We're going to be your hosts for this episode, and unfortunately, for every episode.
You're stuck with us because when we're not here, the show doesn't happen.
That's true. That's an option they wouldn't be stuck with, is just have no show.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, okay. Today is our 147th episode.
Something is different, and it's not just your inability to read.
Yeah, no, we're in costumes because it's Halloween.
Ooh, no, not that though. That's true, that is different. But something is different about this room.
It's the same to me. I mean, that's the same fireplace and the same dragon's head. It's the same chandelier over there. And these barrels are the same.
Yeah, I think it's the table. The table is different.
What? The table?
Yeah, I think it's made out of cherry.
What? Well, how do you know that? Did you lick it?
Well, I know my woods, and this is definitely a different table.
I don't know why that would be. Let's figure that out, say, next week on Friday.
Friday, yep. Okay, we can do that.
Anyway, today we are here to answer development and design questions about idle champions.
That's true.
And run trains.
But if you don't ask any questions, however, you may have to suffer through Justin's one-man reenactment of Thomas and Friends, episode 3.
Yes, that's the one where Henry gets walled up inside a tunnel because he refuses to come out in the rain. It shows really were different in the 80s, huh?
As far as I know. At any rate, I agree if you're not teaching kids that disobeying authority figures will get you trapped in a tunnel for the rest of your life. Wow, we're not doing well today at all, are we?
Horrible at this.
Yep.
I spent seconds, dozens and dozens of seconds writing this script for us, and I feel like you're just not really...
We could just start again. We'll
invested
just go
in
back
it.
to the starting soon screen and then... Okay, well...
I'm so confused by the table banter as well, Moses Karada.
Yep. Let's just move on to some updates here.
Yeah.
As always, we have pulled forward some questions from the previous show that we did not get to, and we will answer some of those while we are waiting for new questions to come in. I don't have any updates from the dev team still. I'll give Peter a hard time about that, but they should be coming soon. TM. All right. Where are we? Okay, announcements. There's an announcement here. It says Extra Life next week.
That's true. Extra Life is next week, next Friday. Say more about that?
Yeah, for sure. So as you probably know, because we talk about it every show now, and we've done it this is year 11, I think,
It's
actually.
been several years, yes.
For us to do an Extra Life stream, and what that is it is a 24-hour gaming marathon that we host here at the office, and we also host a corresponding 24-hour stream. Oh, people poking their heads in here. Where we raise money for the BC Children's Hospital. This year, our stream is going to be on Friday the 8th, so that is next week.
Next Friday.
And it runs from 8:30 a.m. on Friday the 8th until 9 a.m. on Saturday.
It's not a 24-hour stream.
We got a little bit of padding in there. And so we encourage everyone to go and check that out. We're going to start off the stream, actually, Justin and I, with a Founders Q&A, which is going to be any questions related to C&E. Justin is then going to give an office tour, which hopefully works.
Yes, office tour. Yeah, we're going to take a camera around the whole office, which will be fun, and or it'll cut out halfway down the office and you won't see anything.
And Eric is going to be on making D&D props again. We have defusing a bomb stream. We've got Justin and Pete.
Not a real bomb, yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Keep talking and no one... Anyway. Justin's going to bring Pete on to do a redesign of a champion.
We're going to rework a champion.
There will be some
live.
Magic the Gathering. There's going to be some party games. Kat's going to come on and do some drawing. There's going to be some the finals, I think, played.
Yep.
Then there will be karaoke. We are going to redo the dad joke challenge this year. Hopefully it doesn't end in rock, paper, scissors again. Mark and I will then be doing Beat Saber. There's going to be a Kerbal Space Program competition. And then there will be a horror stream, some Jackbox games, more animation, or more art from Kat. And then I think the morning is going to end once again with tea.
As it always does.
Yeah.
It should.
So it's going to be a full 24 and a half hours. And it should be a ton of fun. And like we say, all of the proceeds from that are going to BC Children's Hospital, which is an excellent cause. And during that time as well, there will be a pack in-game, a familiar pack.
Yes.
Which I think isn't announced quite yet. I think the announcement is Monday. Unless
It's going out on Monday. I think it gets announced tomorrow. I don't know. It's going out on Monday. So look for that in the shop on Monday. And that's a great way to help support BC Children's Hospital.
Perfect. All right. Let us move on to our questions from today. I'm sure.
Before we start,
Oh, we got more.
before we start with our questions from last week's show and this week's, there is a question here. People want to know, what is David's costume?
They don't
can
know.
easily tell that I am a locomotive engineer because of my locomotive engineer getup. But some people may not have played games 6 or 7 years ago.
Whoa! This is my Geralt costume. I've got my medallion, got my 2 swords, got my silver sword here.
Oh God!
This ends badly.
He's got a sword.
Well, this is for killing monsters, Justin. It's
right.
the steel
The
sword.
steel sword for killing
humans.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Very nice swords.
Thank you. Okay.
Anyway.
Is it question time?
Yes. David is essentially our office's Henry Cavill. Potato, potato. Same thing. Yes, it's question time.
Called the compliment.
So first things first, we've got a couple of questions from last week's episode, which we've pulled forward to fill the time while we're waiting for more questions to come in, which is never the case anymore because our opening takes long enough. But anyway, the first one's from Glockta4, who asked last week, instead of... What's going on?
Get the date wrong.
Oh, geez, Dave. This is a question for you, too, so you got to be paying attention. Glotka4 asked, I love how it looks like you're looking at the date as well down on there while you're fixing that. Anyway, Glotka4 asked, instead of starting soon, can the screen before the stream display the list?
You know, I don't think it would fit.
It could scroll. It could scroll like legendary effects.
Yeah.
Up and down and up and down. Super tiny font. It's just individual pixels. Can't actually read it, but it's there.
I think the other problem is part of the list you're keeping track of, like internally, right?
Well, the design stuff on the list and the dev stuff on the list, those are 2 separate lists, definitely. But yeah. Also, I don't think we necessarily sanitize that list for public consumption.
Fair enough.
It might have a lot of swear words in it, I'm not sure.
Okay. Next question. I trust that wasn't a serious question, but although I'm sure they would like a peek at the list. Yeah.
That could be a stream.
Yeah. Next question. This one is from Foolish Genius 89, who would like to know, how come the free weekly offer I got was for gold Strix chests instead of platinum Strix chests?
Yeah, so the free offers are always for, I think, 3 gold chests, and the platinum ones are for platinum chests. In general, we're trying to keep it so that platinum chests must be purchased with platinum. So everywhere that you don't spend platinum to get them, in general, you're going to get gold chests, which is why we will, in 20 minutes or so, have a giveaway for 42 gold chests of your choice.
Okay. Next question. This is from Keelek. Since the event ended, I find myself really missing the epic boons. As a new player, it really helped with progression. Is there a chance the boons could last till the end or till the next event instead of ending straight away?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So we've got I don't think we've posted about the event launch next week yet, but we have an augment in the next event that will make boons last for 21 days from the last purchase. So yeah, it is up now. Okay, great. So yeah, that boon will make it so, or that augment will make it so boons last for 21 days from the last purchase. So there will be a way in this next event to hold on to your boons through to the next event and actually stack your boons with the boons from the next event if you engage with the system in that event as well. So I definitely check out that blog. Garwar posted a link to it in the, well, he posted a link. I'm hoping it's a link to that blog, yeah, in chat. And you should check that out because that has a pretty cool augment in it. In terms of this in a more general sense, I think the boon system is something that we are looking at for improvement. That's why we kind of, every month we have a different augment that tends to affect the boons in one way or another, because we're just looking at ways to make that more interesting and more compelling for people. And so that is something we will continue to iterate on as we go.
That's funny.
The next question here is from Emote, who asked last
future questions.
Who asked last week, will a rust nerf be in the year-end patch? He kind of really needs one if you plan to increase the zone cap. What do you think, Dave?
Yeah, I think rust nerf. Sorry, I was completely distracted. This definitely looks like a question for me. Will a rust nerf be in the next year-end patch? Yeah, I think so. That's totally what you're going to do, right? You love to nerf champions.
I don't like to nerf champions, but yes, there will be a slight reduction to Rust's numbers in the year-end patch.
Okie dokie. Next question, and the first question from today's questions is from Fewer Pills, asking, when do we get the achievement for completing all of the Avernus variants?
That is a great question. There should have been an achievement as part of the push yesterday, and I'm not sure why there wasn't. So we will take a look there and get that fixed up.
Okay. Next question. This is also from Fewer Pills. Question. BBEG's resting lich face ability, great name by the way, doesn't work unless you level him with 1x. Can that please be fixed?
Yeah, we can look into that.
Right. That seems like an interesting.
That's
It's a curious bug. I'm not sure why.
Curious bug. Yeah. Yeah. The when we were working with the folks who did BBEG, or who we used their BBEG, they really liked that name. We were a little bit nervous. We were like, "Do you think they'll like it?" And then we're like watching their video content. And we're like, "Yeah, okay, they probably will." And then they did. Yeah, we'll look into what's happening there. That's very weird.
You're right. We're down here highlighting questions.
I'm just waiting for more questions.
You're right. My bad. Next question is from Weapon.
Give me a long one.
Can you add back in the event token counter / amount of event tokens back on screen? It is not easy or convenient to continually open the inventory or going to the event tab to see how many tokens we've redeemed through contracts in total.
Yeah, so I think the current idea is to just have a mouse over for the event button that shows you that number, which I think will make it a lot easier. But I think there's other ways we can also try and make this a little bit easier. We've been diving deep into the apothecary and notary design recently, and I think that there are some opportunities there for us to make some things a little bit easier in terms of converting your gems into useful currencies, such as event tokens, blacksmithing contracts, etc. So we've got some ideas on what to do there, and I think we will make it much more convenient for folks to do those conversions in the near future.
Two things.
Yeah.
You were running and unplug that connection in case that's what's causing the hum.
Which
you're the closest.
Which one do I disconnect?
The one that's different from the others.
This is not a fair game.
Like number 12 there?
This one here?
Yeah. Okay. Well, hopefully that helped the hum, guys. Otherwise, I'm looking at the chat here.
Choo choo.
No, it did not. Oh, it's still going. All right. Well, that's interesting.
Spoiler alert, we are in a different room.
Yeah,
We're in our Extra Life room where we're testing setups for our stream next week. So maybe I can hear a hum. Maybe it's the computer fan on the streaming card is just picking something
projector.
up. Or the projector. Yeah. There's lots of things it could be.
That said, I guess I was looking at the chat, and they were saying that for seeing the numbers, it's not helpful because the tooltip isn't going to work with the inventory open.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, no, I think there's some better things we can do.
All right, there. I've added a noise suppression filter. Let's see. Let us know if that sounds better. If it doesn't, we'll turn it off. That worked. Magic. Okay. Cool. Thank you. Close that, and we will carry on. Right. So that doesn't sound like the tooltip option is perfect.
It's not perfect. I think it'll be a bit of a stopgap until we can get something better in there. Because I think ideally down the road, we won't even be using the inventory to do that stuff.
Okay. Cool. Let's move on to the next question. This is from Fewer Pills. In Avernus, new capstone variant, Rhea's Last Stand. There is no indication which champion will be removed from the formation at the next 25 area step, despite this being a thing in many variants that act exactly like this. Can this variant also get that indication?
So yeah, we can look at ways to indicate that if it's something that is fixed. I believe in that one it is.
Like already completed.
It is fixed. Or it's not. Sorry, by fixed I mean it's a deterministic champion that's going to be removed and not random. So I think that we can look into that, but we definitely don't do that in every case because there are some where it's a little bit more random and that is harder to do, obviously.
It's not random if we show you in advance.
Yeah, it is random if the deck stats are the same. Yeah, that's true. So we can try. I mean, maybe we can highlight all of the champions that are eligible to be removed next, because it's is it the lowest deck score or the highest deck score? I don't remember. But yeah, we can look into that. Lowest decks, yeah. So yeah, we can look into at least highlighting which champions are the lowest decks, and then one of these ones is going to be removed. But yeah. Feedback I've heard from that variant is that it's a very hard variant, which I'm very happy about because we want those capstone variants to be the really hard ones. And so I'm glad to see that people are enjoying it. I want to say, I'm not glad that people are struggling with it, but I'm glad that there's a challenge in there for people to overcome.
You got there.
Yeah.
You overcame that challenge.
I overcame the challenge of
the articulation challenge
in my mouth.
Yep. Tastes like sock. Okay, next question. This is from, this one is also from Fewer Pills. All right, getting them in today. Looking at the shop purchase window for merch chests, it does look like alignment changing feats for Gale and Valentine won't allow gear to drop for the champion, even though this does work with the stat feats. Can you see if that's just a display error or not? And in either case, can it be fixed?
Yeah, so my guess is that this is probably actually not working. Probably not working. Okay. Because I think that the code that sort of goes through for chests and adds in champions that become eligible via feats probably only looks at stat feats. So this should be a pretty easy fix. And if it is, then we will get that fixed. It should be one of those low-hanging fruit fixes that Peter likes. And if not, then it will be a more complex fix and it will get done at a later date. But I think it should be a pretty easy one if it is in fact broken and not just a display issue.
Okay. Next question. This is from OG17 asking, Plat currently has daily rewards and daily offers on their own islands. Could there be links between them?
Um, so I think I saw a question about this last week too, where someone was asking for basically the daily rewards and the weekly offer screens to be merged together into one screen. I don't think it doesn't
Yeah, they don't.
particularly make sense to me. The
They feel
daily
different to
rewards,
me.
yeah, the daily rewards screen is something you kind of go to just to, collect some platinum, collect maybe an electrum chest and a buff. And the daily offers screen is a place you go to spend platinum, but you can also spend platinum on all the other tabs in the store. So it doesn't particularly stand out to me as being something special that kind of should link to weekly
Yeah, I mean,
offers or to daily rewards. So I don't know. It's I'm not seeing the connection directly in my head. Maybe other folks are seeing a connection that I'm missing. But yeah, I don't think we'd want to try and squish those together right now.
the offers refresh, I think, to check them after getting the daily.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just checking two things that change daily, or they doesn't. The weekly ones don't change daily. Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess checking two things that change,
Yeah.
but could have changed on a daily basis. Okay. Next question. This is also from OG17. Thanks for adding the randomized click skin, but the implementation is odd. It makes the bench icon always be a question mark, unlike the randomly selected character skins that just show the skin's normal icon as expected. Can clicks work the same way and show the bench icon of the active clicked skin? Bonus fact, random character skins are selected per run, while the random click skins change every time you choose random. Well, this sounds like it's because
Yes.
a different individual implemented the first one.
Yes, this sounds like an implementation thing. We can definitely look at making the display just display the normal icon. I
Even
don't
if
think
it shows maybe a question mark under or
yeah,
on it,
like
or
off
some
to
kind of
the
an
side or
indication to
something
show
like
it.
that.
Yeah.
Maybe. And it's interesting that it changes per or just every time you choose random. I imagine it might also change if you like restart the game.
In that case, it
In
probably
that
would.
case, because it sounds like we probably the random character skins we probably seed them based on the reset number
That would
or
make
the
sense.
or the run number, whereas it doesn't sound like we do that for the click skins. I think we totally could do that, and we probably would want to, just because it might be confusing if your click skin is changing when you like swap parties and then come back and whatnot. But I think that I think that that's something we can look into. Peter's not going to like us. We've made almost every question yellow.
Yes. Okay, next question. This is from OG17. Giving an ability a pre-stack item is clearly a balance decision, but there's no consistency in which feats are pre-stack and which aren't, even for abilities with pre-stack items. Is this also deliberate, or is it more of a communications issue between design and implementation?
No, it's not a communications issue. At least I'm not aware of any that they've implemented differently from how design has asked for them. So some things, when we do things that are pre-stack, we often try to be a little bit careful about buffing them. Usually feats, usually if an item is buffed pre-stack by equipment, we'll buff it pre-stack by feats as well. And if we don't, but if we buff it pre-stack in some other way, like by a specialization or something like that, then the feats would be the same. So the feats and equipment, we usually try to buff the same. There might be some cases where we haven't done that, or where there's an older champion design that doesn't do that. But in general, we try and keep the feats and equipment buffing either both pre-stack or both post-stack. Yeah, so it's not it's generally not a design intention that those be different, except probably on some older champions where we just didn't have our stuff together at that point.
All right. Aha, next question. This one is from Shivek74, saying, "Good day. Could you give us an update on the Alchemist?" Yes, Justin, where is this Alchemist?
Yes, so the alchemist or the apothecary, I'm not sure which one we ended up. I think I'm calling it the apothecary. Yeah, the apothecary and the notary. Those are two things that I actually spent the last week or two actually working on and getting a sort of a finalized design on them. And they're coming along really well. So at some point, I'm going to pass those off to dev. I think actually in 2 weeks we'll have the kickoff for those. Pass those off to the dev team, and then it'll just be a matter of time before they are implemented and in the game. And there's sort of the normal stuff that people would expect, just being able to like, break down potions and craft new ones and upgrade. And then there's a couple of things in there that I think will be nice, pleasant surprises for people.
Surprises, anyway.
Yeah, I was kind of alluding to a little bit of it earlier with the sort of making it more efficient to spend your gems and your bounty contracts and stuff to get the currencies you want. So yeah, there might be some stuff in there for that. We'll definitely probably have like a blog or something about the apothecary prior to releasing it. Like the kind of Thursday, Friday before thing that we normally do. So hopefully that will be.
It will turn
received.
platinum into gold. Oh no.
No.
All right.
Is the apothecary a champion or an NPC? It's a dialogue.
That's true. Next question or statement, I guess, here from Garwar. So I love that David is dressed as a casual Dr. B. Just the smee's a fan of Champions of Psychology.
Is that your costume? Okay.
Yeah, no, I had to go look for a picture to see why that would be the comparison. And I guess I can see it. It's the hair.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And the white shirt.
The white shirt.
And the white shirt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he's secretly a witcher.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the thing.
Okay.
Psychologist on weekdays, witcher on weekends.
A weekend witcher?
Weekend witcher. I love the alliteration.
Okay, next question. This one is from Jaam0. Has Wild Offer gone to 3 hours now over the 20 hours it was before?
That is a good question. I don't think we've changed the Wild Offer timer. The only time it would go to 3 hours is if we were running a Wild Offer storm, which we do from time to time. Though we are careful not to run those around times when there are hurricanes going on because it's very tasteless.
Oh no.
But yeah, when we run like a Wild Offer storm, the cooldowns become 3 hours instead of 20 hours. So maybe we're running one right now. I'm not sure. A Halloween Wild Offer storm could be happening. But I wasn't aware of that.
We're not made aware of
so
this if that was the case.
it could very well be happening. But normally the cooldown is 20, or the timer is 20 hours for Wild Offers, and when we run that special promotion, it goes down to 3 hours. So
I'm saying it's 3 right now.
if it's 3
so maybe
right
that's
now,
what's going on.
then maybe there's a storm going on right now. Yeah.
Okie dokie. Looks like it is giveaway time.
Is it giveaway time? Sure. Yeah, let's go for it. So the way this works, if you haven't been in chat before, is we want to give you 42 gold chests of your choice.
42 gold chests of your choice.
We really
Not just
want
chests
to,
of your choice
no,
anymore.
42 gold chests of your choice. The way it works is not even very shortly. There is a keyword in chat that was just posted with a highlight message there. All you have to do is type choo choo into chat, and you'll be entered for a chance to win 42 chests of your choice. If you are the lucky winner, you get to pick the type of gold chest. I guess you can't pick silver chests anymore. You can't pick Gloria Bahamut chests. You can't pick platinum chests, sorry. Gold chest of your choice. I would pick gold Modron component chests because those are my favorite type of chest because they have pipes in them. And I like to make the pipe game flow.
Very articulate, Justin.
Thank you.
You're putting it all together.
Yeah, but it can be any type of chest in the game. So you go for like rosy chests. I guess that's not even a joke anymore. You could go for cool rosy chests. You could do some cast chests if you really like casts from a couple of events. Yes, last event, this event, at some events at some point.
Wow.
I'm really good at this.
You are.
What other types of chests do you think there could be, Dave?
I mean, other than my personal favorite clairvoyant admin chests that just
Yes.
have in them what you're thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you could have an Atlantic giant chest, maybe a baby bear chest, or a Casper
Bell?
chest.
Types of cheese?
A Long Island cheese chest?
What?
What about a Connecticut field chest? Or an autumn gold chest?
Witcher monsters. No.
How about a crown prince chest? Maybe a Cinderella chest or a blue doll chest.
Is a Cinderella chest a real type of this thing?
It's right there. There's an image and everything. You can see why it would look like that.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah. You could have a fairy tale chest. How about No one got it
No
yet?
one's getting it. No,
Oh.
keep on going. It's very pertinent to today. Think about
That's
what
true.
today is.
We get a pie chest.
Wait a second.
It's right. It's right there. It's a type. Alternatively, you could
There
have
we go,
a jack-o'-lantern
Gauntlet
chest.
Gauntlet Blade got it. They're types of pumpkins.
Yeah.
Types of pumpkins.
Types of pumpkins.
There you go. Is pumpkin pie or
It's right
pie
there. It's a pie
pumpkins
pumpkin.
the type? Okay. And they're smaller and rounder.
Yes, they're same bright
perfect
orange
for
shades as
pies.
traditional pumpkins, but they're
Yeah.
smaller, and as their name suggests, they are perfect for, and it trails off, so I don't know what
There's no way to know.
There's no way to know.
Cannot possibly click that.
Yep.
Yeah. Excellent.
Okay.
I was hoping to use that time to highlight more questions, but I
It's too late
completely
now.
dropped the ball there.
Well, let's start then with the next question, which is from Phoenixian Ultimatum. Can we have the blacksmithing boon from the last event back semi-regularly, or as a permanent boon alongside multi-tier?
Yeah, so the blacksmithing boon from the last one, I think you got a certain number of tiny blacksmithing contracts automatically applied to equipment when completing adventures or variants for a champion. That one was a fun one. I don't know what we really saw for engagement metrics around that. I'd have to look in to see if more people were kind of finishing the later tiers due to that one. Which is one of the kind of thing when we do sort of rewards for completing variants, what the main thing we're looking for there is, is this pushing people to try and finish tiers that they otherwise normally wouldn't have finished? So, someone who normally only does like tier 2 adventures or variants, are they trying to do the tier 3 ones a little bit more because of that bigger reward? Yeah, I'd have to look and see how well that did. But I think stuff like that is kind of stuff that we'd be happy to kind of do more of and experiment with more, because we want people to engage with these event systems, and we want people to feel rewarded for doing the variants and for pushing further than they would normally push. So yeah, I could absolutely see doing more of that.
Okay. Let's see. Next question. This one is from Blue Steel Wheels, asking, I have a goldfish memory. So digging through event to find champion achievements to complete is a mild inconvenience. Is there an easy way, or would it be nice to have the event somewhere on their info or bio?
Yeah, I think that we've been talking a bunch about kind of a champion profile rework.
Yep.
And definitely one of the things that we would put on the profile once we get to doing that rework is going to be their event achievement. Because I do think that is something that is important, and I think it might even become more important in the future as a thing that you want to make sure that you're doing.
Okay.
So yeah, that is something that we're going to make more prominent one way or another. OG17 is giving a good
It's coming early
suggestion.
2022, Justin.
Yeah. A good suggestion there in chat. You can pin them to the star list so that you can add them to your tracked quests from their event page, which makes it a little bit easier to follow along. And I believe those pins, those starred things, kind of persist until you complete them or unstar them. So it'll put them into your list until you finish it, which would be a good way to see where they come from. Aside from that, yeah, it's a pretty big pain in the butt to go into the achievement list and kind of scroll through that to find the one for that champion, especially if you're not sure what event they are originally from. So yeah, I think there's definitely room for improvement there. Definitely.
Okay.
Let's see. The next question here is from FBU Chisel 84, who asks, "Can you display the skin change button on Click Skin to be able to remove the random question mark from it if you do not own any other Click Skins yet?" Similar to the question
so
up
sort
above.
in relation to having the option to have the random click skins, is if you don't have any, why is the button there? Because that's confusing.
That does seem confusing. I'm confused by that.
Yes, we can remove that if you don't have additional click skins.
Yeah.
Easy peasy. All right. Next question. This one is from Foolish Genius 89, and they would like to know, have you considered a blessing or some such thing that gives a buff based on the total number of event 2.0 stars? It would be handy to see how many tiers that you have completed.
Yeah, I think that would be super useful and super cool. And we were always looking for fun new things to use as global blessings, because that is a well that we have to return to quite regularly, and it can be challenging to find interesting and unique things to put there. So I think that something like that around the event 2.0 stars, that sounds like it'd be super good, because it would, encourage people to get more champions with those stars. So when you're doing like an event for the second or third time, you might go to some different flex champions to try and max them out, as opposed to just doing the same ones over and over.
This actually sounds like,
like
something
that.
where you could make a whole like blessing tier that you can assign stars to. So you're in the stars, and then in the blessing screen you have various blessings, and you can actually like use those stars to
Assign
power up
stars
the
to power
various.
them up.
Yeah.
That's a cool idea. I've actually been doing, one of the kind of things I've been doing is sort of taking a second look at all of the kind of progression avenues through the game, and sort of the way that you progress through power systems in the game, and seeing if we have any that kind of have some low-hanging fruit for improvements. So, looking at like the feat system and legendary system and blessings and patron perks and Modron cores and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, that kind of thing of finding some ways to take systems where they're capped at pretty low numbers, so we actually have a lot of room to kind of move the needle there, and thinking of ways to sort of add more power avenues to that has been something I've been doing lately. And I think that's a cool idea. Maybe you should come on Design a Champion.
Oh no.
We'll get 3 chairs at this table.
You can squeeze them all in. All right. Next question. This one is from Max I. Cubert. Would you consider modifying the mechanics for random things like DM's invite?
Yeah, so DM's special guest star specialization is something that is we want to update that as part of the year end update, which hopefully we will get started on soon, because we're running out of time for the end of the year. But yeah, we want to modify that. So instead of it just being one champion that gets invited, he basically picks a seat each time, and you can use any champion from that seat. So that'll kind of reduce things. If you're looking for a particular champion that you want to pull in, that'll reduce you from having to restart the adventure potentially hundreds of times to get it, to hopefully just needing to restart like a dozen times or so before you get that particular seat. So hopefully that'll be nice for making DM a little bit more useful in those cases. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Why is that?
What?
Did I spell it wrong? Is that what that question is about?
I think it's supposed to be a board. I think it's a joke question, and it might be a dirty question.
Oh no.
So we can just avoid it if you'd like.
No, but I did spell it wrong. This is where I'm getting in trouble here.
Oh, that's what they're asking about.
Yeah.
Dave,
It's just this.
it was spelled correctly in the episode name.
I blame it
in
on this very inconvenient
keyboard.
Yeah, we'll get a proper one for here. There we go. Well, hopefully that was the question.
How do I get
I think it's in quotes. How do I get aboard the Witcher train? Yep.
without the A? Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't, because that's not spelled correctly. Yeah.
Never happened. There's no evidence for this. Next question.
Certainly not.
So
40 minutes of a stream.
Yes. Next question. This is from Extraversion. Not sure that I understand the stacking mechanic from the new event boons. Will I get a tier 4 boon on top of another tier 4 boon if my old boon persists through to the next event? Or does it have shared max stacks?
Yeah, so the way it'll work is your boon for the November event will persist for 21 days after the last time that you increased the boon level or bought something that would increase the boon level if you're already at max tier. And if that happens to roll over into the next event, so into the start of the December event, then you will have both the tier 4 boon from the November event active, as well as whatever boon you get from the December event. So if you get the tier 4 boon from the December event as well, then you'll have 2 sets of boon buffs active, which will stack multiplicatively and all that stuff, and be super powerful for a brief period of time at least.
Yeah. But I think the intention, sort of clarify on that, was that they're separate boons.
They're separate boons. Yeah, separate sets of boons. Yeah.
Okie dokie. Next question. This is from Jaam0. You know about the bug in Lulu's Last Stand where not all the champions next to Lulu can deal damage? Question mark. Do you know about this bug?
Do I know about this bug? I do not know about this bug. But I can certainly ask if anyone here knows about this bug and see if you have any more detail. Like, is there a particular time when it happens or reason why it happens?
Someone says, I think
Extra
it got
version is
fixed
saying
already.
it got fixed already.
Well, now
Maybe
you
it
do.
got fixed. Yeah, I can ask Peter about that, and he can let me know what's going on there. And if it's not already fixed for everyone, we can get it fixed.
Okay. Next question. This one is also from Jaam0. When a blessing gives a scaling damage boost, depending on a thing, skin, patron, missions done, etc., can we see, I think there's a missing word here, can we see the total amount bonus we are getting?
Yeah, so that is something that we do sometimes with the global ones. Sometimes we do not. I think it's something that we definitely need to go through and sort of do a pass on and make sure that we're being consistent in there. It's also something that applies to the champion profile rework that I've talked about before, where one of the things we want to do in the champion profile V2 when we do it is make sure that all incoming effects show up in there. So not just effects from other champions in the formation, but we want also like patron perks, blessings like this, Modron pipe buffs, weekly party, weekend promo, event buffs, everything like that to show up in there, so you can get a full, complete picture of where everything that makes that champion more powerful is coming from. And so that would certainly show the total amount in there if you sort of search and find that particular blessing effect. So yeah, I think we definitely want to make this a little bit more clear. There's nothing that bugs me more than when I play a game and I don't know where my power is coming from or how much power a thing is providing, or whether the thing stacks multiplicatively with another thing or additively with another thing. But I know there's definitely some places where we're not doing that in our game. Not intentional, just something we missed.
Okay. Next question. Oh, no, it says this is a non-question.
Oh, okay.
Foolish Genius 89 says, thank you so very much for adding feat exclusivity changing into the changelog.
You're welcome. Yeah, that is, so making sure the change logs are like fully up to date with like when feats go in and out of exclusivity or like change prices or whatnot. That was something that we've definitely been talking about wanting to do consistently. I'm not ready to declare victory on like we are doing it consistently yet, but I'm glad that we did it at least once.
Yes, okie dokie.
The next question here is from Extraversion, who asks, can we correct the resolution on the click damage icon while we're at it? It's driving me crazy.
Okay, I guess we can definitely take a look at that. Is the resolution too low, or is it just the wrong size? I'm not sure what the issue is with that one. Is it blurry, or is it just the wrong size? I mean, both would be wrong size. have to check that. All right, we can take a look at that. I'm sure we can change the resolution on it. We'll make it 640 by 480. That's the perfect resolution for everything, right?
Yes.
Okie dokie. Next question. This is from Jam0. Why don't anti-heal affect the Tiamat boss in Avernus, not the trials?
So the Tiamat boss in Avernus, that's the one that has like 5 heads, and they come out kind of
Yep.
2 or 3 at a time and then go away, and while they're away they heal. That is a good question. So I believe the way that heal effect works is quite a bit different from the way that other heal effects work. And so, yeah, I imagine that was just not something that we took into consideration when doing the anti-heal effect. And the way that works on normal bosses, they're that's a very complex boss, that one. And so I'm not surprised that doesn't seem to affect them. I think that I'm not even sure whether we would want them to affect it, honestly. It's Tiamat's thing. Is like, if you don't kill his head on time, it comes back to life.
Well, I mean, that's why it's being requested, right?
Yeah. No, I know. They want to be able to just prevent that. I think the other thing is, doesn't the anti-heal generally only lasts for a specific amount of time? I think in most cases. I think it only lasts for like 5 or 10 seconds, or maybe 15 seconds. I think the heads go away for longer than that. So maybe we can just kind of hand wave and be like, well, they go away long enough that the effect expires, and then when they come back, they're fully healed. Or we could use Strider X 2048's thing and go really the D&D route and be like, yeah, Tiamat has legendary immunity to anti-heal abilities. Yeah. 10 seconds for the prevent healing feats. I think the heads generally go away for more than 10 seconds, so I think they heal when they're just out of vision.
Yeah, it's the stereotypical RPG legendary ability effect where you're given a really cool ability, but it doesn't work on any of the bosses.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
Yeah.
Power word kill only works up to a certain amount of health, right? Like,
it's like you get one maybe token boss, like in Final Fantasy with Demi.
Yeah.
So here's an ability that takes half of any monster's health,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't work on the bosses.
Most of them it doesn't.
Except for one.
Yeah. And we're not going to tell you which one. It's just going to work for them.
Okay, next question. This is from Niscus. Good day. Did you go trick or treat to the neighbor office?
Well, that's a good question. Who would we trick or treat to here?
This is Starbucks.
There's a Starbucks down the road. We could go trick or treat there. Yeah, no, we actually had yesterday we had an in-office kind of Halloween party.
Event.
Carved some pumpkins, had a bunch of kids in.
Many pumpkins.
Kids of people who work here, not just random kids.
Not just random.
But that was
from
good
the
times.
Neighboring offices.
Yeah, random kids from the neighboring offices. Yeah, so we had a good time there. But
No, there's no neighbors for us to trick or treat here.
No, we have pretty much the entire entire floor now,
That's
and then
true.
the people downstairs, they close at like 3:30 or something.
Yeah.
I think that's crazy.
Okie dokie. Next question. This is from Jam. You think I'd be saying that right? Jam0. With Plat, you said you could now adjust the price of packs based on what you already own in said pack. Is that still planned?
So yeah, this is still something that we could do. I don't know. I haven't had any sort of discussions about it quite yet in terms of sort of what the design of that would be and what the discounts would be based on what you have in there. I think it's generally only a case for bundles, because in general we only sell things in one place, and we don't put things from DLC that's available into other places like wild offers or weekly offers or things like that until the pack itself is retired. So this would generally not be a thing except in super specific cases, like if we have a bundle pack that has like 4 packs in it and you buy one of those packs and then you try and buy the bundle pack. That used to be handled by platforms pre-platinum. I'm not sure. We might just not even have the bundles in game.
Yeah, I don't. We did. There was.
So
At any rate,
I think this is something we'd have to look into.
yeah.
I guess the feats are the one thing, but we do, as people are saying in chat there, feats become available for gems as soon as the DLC is released. But if you buy the DLC, you get a discount or you get a refund on the gems there. So that's already kind of handled in that you just get your 50,000 gems back. So
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely say that like it's really, really early into Platinum at this point, and
Yeah.
so there's a lot more flexibility that we have with it, and it's just a matter of time before we sort of try additional things with that, including
Yeah.
like making the packs more. What's
Yeah.
the word I'm looking for? Fair, you know, sort of. But
yeah.
definitely the dust is still settling on the initial release on that.
Yeah.
But we will definitely make changes going forward and take advantage of the flexibility that it gives us.
Well said.
Okie dokie. Next question. This one is from Human.
Human.
Yes, Human. Definitely a trustworthy.
Actual human.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
With events, can there be a super fourth variant for each champ that requires area 2000 that gives another buff when cleared? Looks for some difficult variants here.
Yes. So yeah, one thing we are considering is if we do the area cap increase as part of the Q4 update, potentially adding in a fifth tier of variants. I think that adding a new variant for each champion would be quite a cumbersome design task. There's 100 and something champions in the game at this point, 100 and something event champions in the game at this point, and that would be quite a bit of design and implementation and testing to get something like that out. So I think probably if we were going to go down the route of having a harder variant with another buff or another reward, we would do that via a fifth tier.
Some variants already get iffy at the T4 areas.
Yeah, no, that's very true. These would be very hard. Some of them would be very hard. Some of them would be more trivial. Some of them would be very hard. But yeah, that's kind of the route we would go if we were looking at adding harder content to events.
Right. All right. We have time probably for one or two more questions.
Yeah, sure. We got a couple more here.
Next question is from Star Chaser 43. Asking, I believe it has been said on some past episodes that you, quotes,
Me,
you, yep, probably you, would do away with reforging for dragon scales. Is this something that you would be implementing in the Trials of Mount Tiamat rework in 2025?
So I think I guess in my mind, there are two kind of different reworks that kind of need to happen. One is a rework on legendary items. And one is a rework on trials. So I think that the trials rework would mainly consist of sort of changing the ways that you get scales or updating that system. And then the legendary rework would change how you spend those scales. And so, yes, I think that in a legendary rework, we would look for ways to do away with reforging because the reforging, the timer on that, the doubling, all that stuff, it's not my favorite system in the world. Having this necessity in the legendary system of needing to have these legendary dismantles so that you can move your scales from one champion to another when the meta shifts, not my favorite system. So I think the legendary rework is probably something that would happen before Trials Mount Tiamat rework, and that is something that is moving up the priority queue quite quickly. So yeah.
Okay. It's not your favorite feature. What is your favorite feature? Wait, I know what it is. It's
Modrons.
the pipe game.
Modrons. I love the pipe game.
Oh, right.
You know why I like it? When I was little, when I was
Mhm.
like 10, my dad used to play MS-DOS version of Pipe Dream.
Yep, I remember.
That was like the game that he played on our little 386, and he would play that for like.
Little is maybe the wrong word. That was a beast.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
It had both a 3.5 and a 5.25-inch disc drive.
it sure did.
Anyway, so he used to play that all the time, and I just have some fond
Mhm.
memories of watching him play Pipe Dream on that. And I think that's where my love for the Modron
Poor-
thing. Yeah.
Yep. Got you into games right there.
Yeah, well, I was into them before. That was Space Quest 3 that got me into games.
Hmm.
And that
All
was a
right.
candy.
Yes.
Anywho.
One more question, I think. This one is from Edgar the Peaceful. Is there a planned sixth patron on the roadmap?
Is this guy the cousin of like Hagar the Horrible? Is that what's going on?
Edgar the Peaceful?
Yeah. Is there a planned sixth patron on the roadmap? Not right now. We just did Elminster not that long ago, and so we do not have plans for another patron quite yet. I'm sure there will be another patron at some point, as long as the game keeps going for several more years. But we don't have one on the pipeline for sort of this year or next.
Okay. Well, I think that's it. I think that's all the time we have today.
Is that it? Okay. Well, if we didn't get to your question, don't worry. You will have another opportunity. It won't be next week, though. I mean, it'll
Well,
kind of be
sort
next week. So Dev Insights will not be back next week because we're doing Extra Life on Friday. But Dave and I will be here on Friday morning at 8:30
We sure will.
for the first stream of Extra Life to do our Founders Q&A.
So you can show up and ask Champions questions if you wanted.
Generally, the type of questions we like to talk about in that are more sort of high-level code name,
Sure.
Founders stuff.
You can ask about Bushwhacker if you wanted to.
You could ask about Bushwhacker,
Mystic
Eggbreaker, Egg Drop,
Vampire Mob City.
Vampire Mob. If you ask about Vampire
of
Mob
Titans.
City, extra points because you'll be one of the few people who ever played that game. So we'll be here at 8:30 on Friday to do the Founders Q&A, but we won't be doing a Dev Insights next week. We'll be back in 2 weeks for another Dev Insights episode where we will answer your questions.
That's true. And I'm sure you'd be happy to field design questions during the Design a Champion stream.
Yes, during the Design a Champion stream that I'm on. Yes, and if you want to hear more dad jokes, if you really like the dad jokes that
That's
happen,
the only reason people attend here, Justin.
that's why they stay to the
Good
end.
job.
Otherwise, why bother? Anyway, yes, tune in for Extra Life next week. But before we sign off from this stream, we have to thank our tireless mods, Mars and Sean. I really got to update this. They review the questions that go into our questions doc, but primarily make things awesome in chat. So thanks to both of you.
Yes, and of course, thanks to all of you for hanging out, watching the stream, enjoying the game, and asking such great questions, because without you, nobody here would get to do what we do.
And we like what we do.
That's right. All right.
Grab the scene switching keyboard.
Get this tracked out. That's it. Enjoy the rest of your day, everyone.
Bye. Choo choo.
All right, Justin.
Oh,
I got 2 more for you to again this.
Two?
I'm not going to do 2 going forward, but they're Halloween related.
I mean, it kind of feels like you're
you
giving
got to use them up now before it's
giving
too
away
late.
all
'Cause
your
I can't
good
do them
ones.
next week. All right, first one.
Yeah.
Why do witches wear black?
I don't know why.
So you can't tell which witch is which. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What does a werewolf say when he stubs his toe?
I don't know what.
Oh!
Happy Halloween, everyone.